It is a Wednesday, so you know at this time it's the legal landscape. We're in season 4, Patrice, episode 5. And today, how copyright protects everyone, yes, even you. In this day and age, we are constantly copying, sharing, and publishing content which can reach millions of people. And oftentimes we do this with just the click of a button and without even a second thought, However, once our creative content is published or shared, it opens the door to having that content copied, stolen, or even sold without our permission. So how would you feel if you created something utilizing a talent or skill set and you later discover that it was copied, used, maybe even sold without your consent? What would you even do to protect your intellectual property in that situation? Well, Jana Griffiths, attorney at law at Duncox, joins us to discuss how the law on copyright can address those questions and offer protection, not just to celebrities, but to everyday Jamaicans as well. Jana, good afternoon. Welcome to Home Run. Welcome to The Edge.
Hi, Diane. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Good to have you. Good to have you. Jana, can we start off by looking at what is copyright?
Sure. Okay, so copyright is a type of legal protection that covers a person's original creative work. The work can be a book, a piece of music, a piece of art, or even a movie or a TV show. And usually when people think of copyright, they assume it's some complicated legal process used by famous celebrities to protect their songs or books or whatever it is. But copyright is actually a lot more than that, and it can be used by everyday Jamaicans once they have created a work.
Mm-hmm. So when you say a work, what does that really mean then?
Okay, so when I say a work, I mean something that is a product of the mind. So the person would have had to use their own skills, their own efforts, their own knowledge, etc. Those are the things that make it original. And a work can only be protected if it is original.
Well, you know I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so I just wanted to emphasize that you cannot protect an idea. It has to be an expression of an idea. So, for example, if you may think you have come up with some $1 million idea of what you think would be the greatest movie ever, but you can only get copyright protection if it is in tangible form. So your movie idea would require a script or a recording before it can be considered a work for the purpose of copyright protection.
And we've just seen some very public cases, Ed Sheeran and other acts as well that were taken, to court for this very same matter.
Exactly.
So if there is no official registration of copyright, how do you prove that you are the original creator of a work?
Well, there are a number of things that you can do to help show that the work belongs to you.
Oh, okay. Can I stop you there? I'm so sorry.
Sure.
Let me backtrack a little bit, because if we have persons listening, I'm sure that we're going to want to go in a process. So how do we go about getting something copyrighted? Can we look at that first?
Sure, that's actually a great question. So there's actually no official registration necessary to have something copyrighted. So what this means is that anyone who has created a creative work in some tangible form automatically has copyright protection over that work. So when you drew pictures in class as a child, or when you're taking your selfie on your cell phone, or if you're recording yourself singing in the shower, all of those things are creative works that automatically gain protection under Jamaican law.
And that's because of the timestamp that we have on the instrument.
Right.
See, we got it. So that's if we have the item like that. Then let's go again now where we ask about the official registration of the copyright. If there is no official registration of copyright, how do you prove that you are the original creator of a work?
Okay, well, there are a few things that you can do to help show that the work belongs to you. So you can send a copy of the work to yourself by post, leave the envelope unopened and store it in a safe place with a receipt from the post office. And this envelope, you can submit it in court as evidence linking you to the work as the author. So that is what we call the poor man's copyright. But you can also deposit a copy of the work to JIPO, Jamaica Intellectual Property Office. They have a copyright register. And for a minimal fee, you can submit the work there and they will issue a copyright registration certificate. You can also deposit a copy of the work with an attorney, of course, for a legal fee. But these steps, they won't actually prove that the work is original or created by you, but they can help to show that it was in your possession at a particular date.
Mm-hmm. We're inside the legal landscape, and helping us this evening is Jana Griffiths, who is attorney at law at Duncox, and we're discussing how the law on copyright is there for us to protect our intellectual property. Mm-hmm. Now, we need to establish this, and I want everyone to listen, because sometimes we assume, but it's great to hear from a legal mind. Why is copyright important?
Well, copyright is important because it helps creators to benefit from the work that they have created. So for one, people deserve to be recognized for their work, right? So I'm sure everyone has heard the expression, give credit where credit is due. So copyright allows owners to be accredited for their work. And of course, another benefit is that the creator can earn money from their work by charging people to use it or to copy it. So if someone were to copy your work, you can charge them for it.
So as an owner of a copyrighted work, can you break it down for us? What entitlements would I have? What are my rights?
Okay, so, well, you have your economic rights, and that involves your right to reproduce the work, and you can copy it as many times as you want. You have the right to perform the work in public. You have the right to display the work anywhere you want. And for example, in the case of a TV show or a movie or whatever, you can broadcast the work if you are the owner. You also have your moral rights. Your moral rights, they allow the creator to be identified as the creator of the work. So if someone else is using your work or copying your work, he or she has to ensure that your name is attached to it.
Do the rights last forever, Jana?
Well, under Jamaican law, copyright lasts for the lifetime of the author, plus a period of 95 years after the person has died. But of course, there are instances where that time frame is not respected and copyright infringement takes place.
So can you give examples then of how copyright is usually infringed?
Okay, so copyright infringement occurs when someone uses another person's work without their permission. So for example, the major types of infringement usually involve copying a famous or a popular work and using it to make money. So as you were saying before, a lot of international artists steal sections of Jamaican songs and put it in their own music without permission. That would be a major type. But you have minor types that happen on an everyday basis and they oftentimes go unnoticed. So for example, if you were to put somebody's song in the background of a YouTube video or your Instagram post without the person's permission, those are all examples of how copyright can be infringed.
Well, I know sometimes it may be things that we think we know, but it's really good hearing the breakdown from you this afternoon, explaining copyright. And there are so many of us who are creatives that it's so important for us to really, have a listen to these topics and to have someone to make sure that you get what is your due for your copyright material.
Definitely.
Do you have any hashtags did you know that you can share with us, Jana?
Sure, I have an interesting fact. So, Sister Nancy's song, Bam Bam, is said to be one of the most sampled reggae songs of all time. Well, did you know that Sister Nancy not only got rights to the song over 30 years after its release? This was after taking legal action against the record company that using it. And now she only has 50% legal ownership over her own song.
Oh, no. Lesson to be learned, eh?
Right.
Lesson to be learned. But I'm glad she's getting at least a 50.
Exactly. That's why copyright rights are important to know.
Very important. Really interesting. We have so many creatives in Jamaica that it's a good one to have. And you always come with great topics. We look forward to another legal landscape next week to see what you have in our season 4. Thank you. Jana Griffiths, attorney at law at Duncox. It's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It was good to be here.
Great talking. All right. It's just amazing, eh, Patrice? Only getting 50% of the work that she created and years after it was done as well. Man. This is the Edge 105.1, 105.3 FM. We're looking forward to you sending in your comments to the questions of the day that we have as well too. So send those in on the Edge and do join us next week. We'll have another legal landscape for you right here. Edge 105.1, 105.3 FM.